Hey, everybody, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know this is part 2 of our Birdcage episode. If you haven't watched the first part, please go back because we just hop right back in. Watch the first episode just so you kind of can get caught up. But this is a great, awesome second parter. I had so much fun talking about this movie. And yes, again, if you watch the first one, you know, for some reason, my camera is very choppy. I apologize. Don't know what happened. Spent hours trying to fix it and sync up the voice. Did the best I could, but did what we could. But this episode's awesome, and I hope you enjoy it. And here's part 2.
I will set the zeitgeist straight. There's a very specific part of my spinal column that tingles like a rattlesnake when I'm watching a good movie.
This sounds like a transcript of your film conversation with buddies at a party once the edible kicks in. Coen Brothers' latest is a big let-down scheme.
I hate you for making me hear that.
I need a brain, I need a heart, I need courage, I need a refund. Like, what are you talking about?
You watch them and you go, oh my God, like, look at these incredible loving parents.
Yeah.
And I think culturally it came out at such a fantastic time when there was also a lot more art coming out to also help tell these stories and put these stories in a bigger way for more accessibility and more visual representation.
Absolutely. Oh, but no, apparently not.
It was it was already done. This is 1996 as well. Birdcage, starring Robin Williams as a gay father who tries to play it straight for his son's future in-laws, is a very careful remake of La Cage aux Folles, a 1978 French film based on the famous stage play of the same name. Very careful, that is, because director Mike Nichols had to tippy-toe this racy story through a minefield of political correctness to get it past the controversy-conscious studio heads.
So we've been complaining about political correctness forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
Wait,
yeah.
so the argument is that this is watered down to get it past studio heads?
The result is a nearly flavorless 118 minutes, punctuated with a few hilarious scenes, mostly owed to the physical comedy of stage actor Nathan Lane, playing Williams' longtime lover, who is a little too queeny to pass muster with the fiancé's conservative folks.
I did not like that word. Red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Red flag.
It's not the talent of the featured players that's in question. Flamboyant and fussy, Lane gets most of the laughs, albeit through the use of some very tired cliches. Williams comes across as fatherly and a little outrageous, but not flaming.
Oof. Wow.
He's a good anchor for the story. I apologize for these words. Gene Hackman and Diane Weiss play the girl's parents, a right-wing Republican senator and his wife, who are kept in the dark about their future husband's gay mom and dad. The problem here is what they have to work with. The script is dry and dull, following almost scene for scene its 1978 inspiration. Snippets of plot and laughter come here and there, but without any consistency.
The script is dull for the Birdcage. You didn't scroll to like Battleship Potemkin or something like that.
This is the same.
You're still on the Birdcage.
This is the same review. Yeah, it's a dull script. I mean, I've never seen. First off, the movie just starts out with a bang in terms of not only the technical aspects of like that big long shot, which is great,
Yeah.
but also just a literal like drag show is just how you're introduced to this world. It's awesome. It's so awesome. It's so much fun, and like
Robin Williams' introduction where he
The
turns
steak
around,
drops.
he walks into the kitchen, sees the steak, and just turns around.
that like woof. That
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Let me give you an example of how good the writing is that absolutely blows out of the water this argument that the script blows. At the beginning, he finds out that there's a bunch of Kennedys. He says, Ted. They're like, no, not Ted. I wish we could get Ted.
Yeah, we never get.
Later that scene, he's trying to big up Albert, and he goes, there's 150 people out there. Half of them are Kennedys, and they're all here to see you. It's a callback to an earlier, like that is tight writing.
Yeah.
it may not be up your alley, but you literally have to go like, oh, that was smart. Like that's playing off of things we learned earlier. My God.
Yeah. I laughed at that line, not because, well, the line is funny, but the first time he says, Ted, I was like, because they said, there's some Kennedys here. And I was like, oh, remember when the Kennedys were like a thing? The characters are more like caricatures, and we don't know anything about them beyond what is obvious from their first moments on screen. That's just not true.
That's just not true.
It's just not true.
You learn who they are in their relationship more beautifully than like what movie are you seeing where characters are introduced and you find out about their backstory and who they are in a more organic way than happens in this movie? I'd love
you learn the name of the play that Armand was in with Christine when they conceived Val.
Yeah.
You don't learn that in the first few minutes of the movie. They go deep into these characters.
They go deep, yeah.
It's okay. He just wasn't watching the movie.
That's the only thing I can come up with was you were just focused on. Well, they didn't have phones at that time, so I don't know. You were doing the New York crossword puzzle or something.
Must have been.
Yeah. Hackman, who is the best thing in the movie.
God damn it.
Another red flag.
I mean, he's great, but I'm literally like, way to tell me the political leanings of you, the reviewer.
I am like, okay, we know who you are. We get it.
Yeah.
Hackman, the only one with a good head on his shoulders.
You voted for Reagan. We get it.
Yeah. Tell me where you stood on the Lewinsky trials without telling me where you stood on the Lewinsky. Hackman, who is the best thing in the movie, is introduced sparring on CNN's Crossfire.
Love it.
And
such a great scene.
What you see is what you get, almost. Yeah, that is such a great scene.
Where they're just talking over one another.
Screaming on each other. It's
a wonderful show.
Doesn't he say it's the most intelligent
it's
show
the most
on
intelligent show on television.
So funny. Just
Diane
all of them
Weiss
shouting at each other.
And Diane Weiss is just like, it's a wonderful show.
Yeah, what a wonderful program. Oh man, yeah, she's funny in this too. Talk about less is more.
It's a very Christopher Guest performance in my opinion from her.
And he goes on to say, what you see is what you get, almost. Every part is watered down slightly so as not to make anyone appear too antagonistic.
Okay, so I'm sorry, is Nathan Lane way too hamming it up, or is he watered down? Like, what is your... You're literally contradicting yourself.
This next paragraph, I actually agree with wholeheartedly. Then there's the two young lovers who are the least interesting of the bunch.
Okay, fair.
Fair. They're not meant to be the most interesting, so fair.
Right.
Williams' son, newcomer Dan Futterman, has two character traits. He prefers beer to wine, and he's worried about what the in-laws will think. I would argue also fair.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more, but not much. You're right that he is underwritten. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's to make room for everybody else, but I really feel like I'm not rooting for him to be able to pull this off at any point in the movie.
No.
Because I want these people to be able to be themselves. Like, okay. The fiance, Callista Flockhart, also in her first film, did not know it was her first film, has only one distinguishing trait. She looks nervous, waifish, and worried.
Yeah, again, but that's how she was written. It's like that's
again, I don't blame the actors. It was 100% what they were given. They did the best
I
with
would
what
say
they had.
I think that's this guy's point. But yeah, I mean, I think that was just like, that's what the movie called for, is for them to not be big. Like there are two... The parents are the two competing kind of big characters. Anyway.
Yeah.
As the Birdcage plods on, the press follows the senator's family to the South Beach, Florida drag. Oh, sorry. I misread that. Let me try that again.
Yeah, tell me again that the Birdcage plods on.
Yeah. As the Birdcage plods on, the press follows the senator's family to the South Beach, Florida drag club that Williams and Lane own. They have an uncomfortable dinner in the lush apartment above the club while reporters gather below, licking their chops. The dinner scene is the climax and is where most of the laughs come in, as Lane gives up on faking machismo and shows up in drag, passing himself off as the boy's mother. When the conservative senator finally catches on, he's aghast and convinced his career is in the crapper, what with the press outside. But I just hate the way this guy writes a little bit. But even in this scene, the script is lacking. The awkward small talk the two families make in their nervousness isn't any more interesting to the audience than it is to the characters.
The hell are you talking? Okay, all right. It's the climax. What more is supposed to happen? Yeah. Your father seems to think so.
The shrimps.
You forgot the shrimps.
He's great in that scene too. Just so overwhelmed making this awful soup.
Or
he didn't make an entree.
He ladles it out. He's like, it's a seafood soup.
You didn't check the bowls?
There's an egg in it.
Yes, a huevo.
A huevo.
I mean, we are... Okay, this movie came out in 1996. We've all seen it. We're laughing, recounting the thing that the reviewer just said is as boring to them as it is to the audience. We are literally off the top of our head remembering how funny the movie is.
Yeah.
Looks like young men playing leapfrog.
I think I have some girls on my bowl. Although it's been a while since you've seen one.
My bowl.
Those are boys.
The patronizing way in which he says, like, it must be a while since you've seen a woman.
Yeah.
Those are no women. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, it's great. Okay.
And then they all take the soup, and then they all go for the bread.
Oh, they all at the same time. Yeah, that's such a great.
And like, keep in mind,
a stage play shot. I love that one. Yeah.
In this scene, in that scene, there's like incredible funny moments, and then Hank Azaria falls down. Like there's huge slapsticky moments. Like there's a part where like they say boom, 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 and then he falls again.
I don't wear the shoes. They make me fall down.
They make me fall down. Welcome home. Again.
Spartacus.
Welcome home.
Agador, Spartacus. He insists on being called by his full name.
It's great to see you.
Or for the very first time.
Or for the very first time.
For the very first time.
when he comes in, when they go Agador Spartacus, and he comes in and he just goes, like, what do you need?
Want?
What do you want?
What do I do?
Point is, this person is wrong.
They're very wrong, and they should feel bad.
Wrong. It's so
I mean,
funny.
that's like saying, you know that Abbott and Costello Who's on First routine? Why are they just talking to one another? There's nothing there. There's no like.
There's no pizzazz.
You're literally picking one of the funniest things ever put to film and going
they're just making grammar jokes. Who likes that?
Right.
They're just saying words on a screen. Like, what is even?
Yeah.
What's
even
point?
happening?
I love the when they're trying to take all the stuff out of the apartment and all the performers from the club keep trying to add stuff in. They come in
Big
with like
moose
a moose head.
The Playboys.
I think
Leave
one
it,
of them
it's
at
what
some
they
point
read.
says like I found it on the side of the road or something.
Yeah. It's so good.
Just take away. Oh yeah. The Playboys and the
Don't add,
isn't that what they
subtract.
read?
That's what they read. Yeah.
Trying to figure out straight culture. I love it.
Just take away. Don't add.
Yeah.
Okay. In the end, the Birdcage is about. Okay.
How bad?
In the end, the Birdcage is about gayish physical comedy. I'm sorry for that phrase. I hate it.
Yeah.
Which might have been enough had we not seen it all before so many times. John Ritter on Three's Company immediately comes to mind. The Birdcage has one consolation, however. To disguise himself from the camera crews and thus to save his career, the senator submits to a makeover. Seeing Gene Hackman dolled up in drag is almost worth the price of admission all by itself. What a dumb take.
Yeah.
What a
I mean,
goober.
this is just a Gene Hackman stan.
Yeah.
Like literally just like, I mean, I could watch him just read the phone book,
But
honestly. That could have been
and to be like, the rest of this movie's boring, but at one point they put Gene Hackman in girl clothes. That's really funny. That's
Yeah.
the funny part. I like it that
so the
part
end
most.
works.
I like
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, you're in girl clothes now.
Yeah. That's literally what it
stuff that a
seems
girl
like.
Yeah.
wears.
God.
So stupid.
It's so bad. That's so. But I mean, okay. So we've what? There's been like a couple of reviews where it's just like, oh, you're just homophobic. Okay, like that's what it is. That's the problem. You don't. You're just feeling uncomfortable.
You can really see from at the time what was like allowed and what was just like accepted to just get away with that would not pass at all nowadays. And it really is surreal to hear what like constituted, oh, that's good criticism. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, besides just straight up being wrong.
So wrong.
Oh my God. Okay.
We've got one more.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We can do it. Let's power through.
This one is, I think this matters for context. This one is not from 1996.
Okay.
It's from 2008. So times have changed. Bear that in mind.
2008, we've had Will and Grace, Queer Eye. I believe Glee is playing at this point.
This is
RuPaul's
Obama.
Drag Race?
This is the Obama administration.
This is Obama administration. Oh, yes, we can.
He gave the Birdcage a C+. The Hollywood remake of the 1978 gay French farce La Cage aux Folles, for many years this country's highest-grossing foreign film, is for the birds. Though it has a few laughs, it's filmed in a time warp, not recognizing that things have changed over the last 20 years, and as a result comes off feeling stale and artificial. That is all one sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
Right. He's reviewing, by the way, he's reviewing a movie from 1996 in the year 2008.
Right.
And saying, this movie is older. This movie does not have the sensibilities of a 2008 world.
Is it saying that we don't need this movie anymore because times have changed?
Or that by the time it was made, it was already old hat?
It retains the original's patronizing stereotypes as well as its inspirational message. Be who you are and don't be ashamed. Don't feel ashamed. But it fails to achieve neither the laughs nor the passion of the original. It's one of those useless remakes that shows no reason why it had to be made.
Mm-hmm,
oh, so this is a film student who wanted...
Look at all the French movies I know.
Yeah, this is a film student who wanted to feel, big in his britches.
I'm always like blown away by the reviewers who like come back and review a movie like long after it's at, because what's the point? Like it seems so petty to be like, let me tell you about the Birdcage in 2008.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to leave a review on Duck Soup. You know what? That's what I'm going to do because that is what the world needs. We need to talk about it.
And say, all of those Groucho Marx jokes, they're pretty stale these days.
Yeah, they don't land the same way.
Do they not know that it's 2024?
And they're still like, how is it not updated?
Yeah.
My God, so lazy.
Doesn't he know that people have been copying his jokes for nearly a century now?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people running around in Groucho Marx like glasses. Like it's old by now.
I mean, also
We
Duck
get it.
Soup. Like, come on, let's have some vegan awareness here.
Solid.
Thank you.
So, it's one of those useless remakes that shows no reason why it had to be made. Mike Nichols directs in an efficient way, but adds little to the original that matters.
Efficient.
Efficient. That was efficient.
That was efficient directing.
He's like, well, we have efficiently shot that. I think what he's talking about is like there are long takes in it, which
Yeah.
I think are great. The fact that like it just holds on a scene and then it just kind of pans over to like Robin Williams walking up the stairs and leaving. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. I think those are cool choices. But
No. I think the term you're looking for is efficient. Like
It's
that.
efficient.
That's
It
the
was
emotion that you
efficiently
were
done.
feeling. You know. Yeah.
I mean, when I think of efficient directing, I think of like Ed Wood.
Yeah. Get
Where-
it in, get them out. Let's go. Let's move. Let's go.
Let's
this
do
is
20.
the plane. You're in.
Let's do 27 scenes in one night.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that half of the job of a reviewer is to describe things in a way that the average person doesn't understand what you're saying and therefore agrees with you rather than looks foolish. But in reality, you're not using the right words for what you're trying to convey.
Yeah.
And I think describing something as efficient direction is exactly one of those. The dick jokes, the mud slung at hypercritical moralistic right-wingers, and all the effeminate yucks soon become grating.
Okay.
I mean, the mud slung at the hypercritical moralistic right-wingers.
Yeah.
No, I mean, okay, all right. Then right wingers need to stop being caught with prostitutes while like preaching the moral majority. Like, stop doing the thing. Like, there's nothing in the movie that hasn't legitimately actually happened to conservative politicians.
And the other line that got me was when Albert as Vel's mom says, "We don't believe a word of it." You know, who's
We want to see an autopsy.
I want to see an autopsy. And Gene Hackman leans forward and says, "That's exactly what Rush Limbaugh said." It's like, tell me that is not exactly true. Like, that's
Well,
how
that is so Republican core.
I mean, I think that this movie does a great job of kind of simultaneously showing everybody in relatively broad strokes. Maybe there's some times where like oh, let's lampoon what Republicans and conservatives are about, and then I wouldn't word it the same way, but let's show some of the stylistic things of gay culture in maybe a slightly broad way. But then you also see the sensitive like truth of both of those sides as well. Like, it's not like Senator Keeley is just an asshole who comes in and goes like, "I'm a cigar chomping Republican. All right, get out of here," and then leaves. He has pathos. He has an arc. Like, all the characters
Diane
represent
has her
both.
moment of, someone has to like me best.
Yeah. But like I think everybody is well rounded. So saying that that all it is hitting jokes at a certain person is not accurate at all.
Yeah, no, it's a complete.
No.
But I think he felt those hits harder than the hits on the other side. I think is kind of.
Aww.
Picking
Okay.
up.
Baby
Well,
took it personally.
It hurt his feelings.
I mean,
It
I could
did.
turn on CNN right now and see the exact show that's portrayed on in the Birdcage. So don't tell me that this is like, oh, you're really hamming it up. No, that's exactly who they are. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's based on the stage play La Cage aux Folles by Jean Poiret. Elaine May teams again after many years apart to work with her old improv comedy partner Nichols to write the screenplay. The homely middle-aged Darmon Goldman, Robin Williams, is proprietor of the South Beach, Florida drag queen club named the Birdcage. Homely.
He
Homely.
is dressed to the nines.
He looks phenomenal in this
Do
movie.
you see? Dave has been looking for those dressing robes because that's what he wants to be wearing around the house.
Almost there. Mick, one day you're gonna see the mustache and
the
the
dressing
it's
gown.
not going away.
I'll know that you found the robes. That's
Yep.
how I'll know.
Yep.
He is like it's. I mean, I think like Armand's dress would be considered like super in right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
He looks
okay.
great. They both look great.
Yeah.
they're dressed phenomenally in this movie. And homely, I just correct me if I don't understand what homely means, but I always saw that as like slightly unattractive. And
it's not a compliment.
I would say that is not true at all of Robin Williams in this movie. He looks fantastic.
He looks lovely.
In a movie where Diane Wiest is playing like a conservative, uptight wife, and mother, calling Robin Williams the homely character is a little
ridiculous.
Like,
okay. You're missing the mark. Oh, you said the name of the thing in the thing.
You constantly say the name of the show wrong every time.
You passed the test, my friend.
You always go, miss the mark, like the show. Pew, pew, pew. And I always have to cut that part in the episode because I'm like,
okay, let me get another take at it.
No,
we're gonna keep it.
The leading attraction at the Birdcage is the glamorous, brassy drag queen Starina, who happens to be Armand's longtime companion, Albert. The gay entertainer's life is upset with the arrival of Armand's 20-year-old son, Val, someone raised together by he and Albert after his romantic partner of a one-night stand, when drunk, splits. God, this writing is
really bad.
I had to mentally add punctuation in order to make that sentence work. Like, I'm editing it in my head. I want you to know that was a uninterrupted block of words.
Yeah.
Val brings his 18-year-old fiancée, Barbara, and her parents, the bigoted, blustery, ultra-conservative Republican Ohio Senator Keeley, the founder of the Coalition for Moral Order, and his well-meaning, ever-optimistic wife, Louise. The senator opposes the marriage until the other co-founder of the Coalition for Moral Order has a fatal heart attack while in the arms of an underage black prostitute, and the senator now believes a good old-fashioned wedding will save the day with his constituents. Hackman plays his character as if he were Pat Buchanan and shows a good ear for comedy.
Mm-hmm. True.
Oh, no, that's the end of the thought. That's just...
Oh, that's it? Okay.
That was it? Okay.
That made it into the synopsis, by the way.
God damn it.
We have a lot of Gene Hackman stands.
If Gene Hackman needed anything licked off his boots, I'd be happy to do it. I'm just going to put that there in the middle of the
Is it weird? Do you think it's weird that all the people who didn't enjoy this movie that like affirms be who you are and fuck what everyone else thinks,
all love Gene Hackman's character?
Yeah, all of their favorite characters seem to be the same close-minded guy.
That's so weird how that happened.
What a weird coincidence.
So interesting.
From this contrived setup, a variety of funny situations are stretched out into mostly silly routines that include Lane's character in drag trying to pass himself off as Val's biological mother, and he loudly plays it like he's the First Lady Barbara Bush. Parentheses, except it wasn't all that funny.
Okay. All right. I mean,
I can tell we've hit the point where you guys are now just numb.
Well, but I'm also like, I'm going to give the amount of energy that this reviewer is doing. You're literally just recounting the plot and then saying it's supposed to be funny but wasn't. Like I need more, dude. Like, you have to work harder.
The Birdcage got mostly good reviews, and it did well at the box office, despite being passé, only moderately amusing, and hardly insightful.
So weird how everybody was wrong. You know who's never wrong? That Gene Hackman.
That guy can't miss.
Yeah.
The funniest characters were in supporting roles. Hank Azaria as the granny-like, exotic-lispering Hispanic houseman for Williams and Lane, and Hackman as the buffoonish Politico, who gets cheap laughs when fretting over such things as finding the right person to marry off his parson to marry off his daughter, and fretting over the right family to marry into.
I do have to say, one of my favorite lines in the movie is Gene Hackman when she's like, "You could have fallen under the rose bush," and he's just like, "I did.
I did."
It's so. That is a great delivery.
That's the end of the review.
Oh my God. Okay.
just the best parts are Hank Azaria and Hackman, who gets cheap laughs over fretting over such things as finding the right parson to marry off his daughter and fretting over the right family to marry into.
Look,
That's
know
his favorite part of the movie.
More and more and more,
okay.
I'm noticing with these reviews, like they had such a sweet gig going.
Who paid somebody to write a review for a movie that came out 15 years ago?
It doesn't make sense. Like how? What a cushy job.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I want to like go. It's a good. I want to go like review the movie Hair.
Yeah, let's
right
just go
now.
back.
Let's just go. Let's do that. Let's review the entire Thin Man series.
That would be fun, actually.
You know what? They won't expect it coming.
But even like what you're talking about, like there's a novelty to that. Like you could put that on YouTube and it would do well. The idea of just going like this movie from the mid 90s that did well, that was well received, that had an incredible cast. I'm not even going to tear it down. I'm not even going to commit to that. I'm just going to go like, why? Why waste our time?
What is the point?
Don't watch it on Blu-ray. Don't. Like, what are you telling us?
I feel like it's just I want to hear my own voice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's that time of the show, ladies and
Yay.
gents.
My favorite part.
Oh, before we get into it, in preparation for this podcast, I watched a video essay called The Birdcage Contact Hypothesis by Movies I Love and So Can You. Fantastic video essay on everything about this movie and the idea of contact hypothesis, which is the idea that people of differing ideas will very often reconcile if you simply put them in a room together. Worth a watch. And thank you for their research. They gave me a lot of the background on Robin Williams and the movie, the box office success of all of his movies. So, okay, sorry. All right, time for 2 reviews and a lie, ladies and germs.
I don't know if Laura knows the new wrinkle we've added to the competition.
Oh, you don't? I thought you would have been so scared about this that you told her. Genuinely.
I think I've been too nervous.
So, Laura, here's the fun thing that we do now.
This doesn't sound fun.
If Dave or I successfully guess which review is the one that the other wrote, the person who wrote it has to post it on their Rotten Tomatoes account as if it were their actual review of this movie.
With their name attached.
That's evil.
It's so evil. So when we have a guest,
Dave, you don't want that.
It's already happened. There's been already a couple up there.
It's already been done. It's done, Laura. It's done.
Yeah.
What? I'm married to you. That attaches to my name.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That review is half yours.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah. You marry somebody, you take their awful reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So because like Mick came up with this one, so if I guess it, it'll go on his Rotten Tomatoes, but it's 2 against 1 when we have a guest. So you're doing it for fun. But if I'm the one who properly guesses it too, then it'll go on. So
right.
for the people at home, recap what the game is.
You both are gluttons for punishment. My goodness.
Let's recap the game for everybody.
Sure. So the game is, I'm about to read 3 user reviews, not professional critics. 3 1-star reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. 2 of which are actual honest-to-God reviews, but from other people. 1 is something that I wrote and made up in order to hide in plain sight, as it were. It is Dave and Laura's job to figure out which one I wrote and which 2 are the actual thoughts that a human being decided were worth sharing about this movie. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. Review 1. A movie that doesn't know how to use Robin Williams. Literally, not even the first 10 minutes is too vapid, mainly due to the fact that Robin is not funny until later. Unfortunately, because the movie isn't funny in the beginning, I lose interest real quickly. 1 star.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
I like that one because it's all about. I wanted Robin Williams to be funnier.
Why doesn't he crush it from jump?
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
I wanted him to do his voices.
Do the voices. Come on.
This one is warning, all caps. This movie is not funny and just makes fun of people for disagreeing. I would have liked to see what happened to Gene Hackman's character after he leaves the birdcage. He still has all those problems. 1 star.
I can't, Mick, I cannot physically allow myself to think that you would write something as stupid as it makes fun of people just for having a different opinion. I can't think that your brain could come up with that. Okay. All right.
Review number 3. The birdcage made it feel like you were put in a birdcage and have to endure 2 hours worth of nonsense. It was not funny in the slightest bit. It didn't change with the times. It was old hat before that term was calculated. I didn't find it hysterical. I didn't find it charming. I didn't feel anything from it. Terrible, terrible movie. 1 star.
All right. Will you do me a favor? Could I phone a friend? Could you read the second one again?
Sure. Warning! This movie is not funny and just makes fun of people for disagreeing. I would have liked to see what happened to Gene Hackman's character after he leaves the birdcage. He still has all those problems.
I want to know this person. Okay, I don't think it's that one. I think that's a genuine one. That one's just. I think the first one Mick wrote.
I think I have to go with number 2, and I'll tell you why. Because I need your face, your icon, on Rotten Tomatoes next to the word warning. Like warning people about the birdcage. That's what I need.
No, but Dave, that isn't right, though.
I know.
But why are you doing this to
He's
yourself?
done
and
it to me. Both of our careers are over.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah?
I wrote that one.
Yeah!
I wrote the second one.
Just Mick Andrews. Just hey.
He still has all those problems.
He does still have all those
Okay.
problems.
Laura,
He's
you're like,
back
I
on
need to hang
stage.
out with this guy. I'm like, he's closer than you think.
Laura caught on to like the evil nature. Like we've long since gone like, I'm going to pick the one that's the worst for you. I don't even think you wrote it.
I'd rather lose and be wrong guessing on going for Big Air.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm going for Big Air. Like we've long like 10 episodes ago, we were like, that's how I'm playing.
It's just so much funnier if it really is you. I realized I kind of overcalibrated here. Reading it, I wrote it on the fly and realized like, oh no, that is unhinged.
Yeah.
That is
It's an extra level of like you don't have anything else to say? You'd have nothing else to add?
I mean, what happened was I was doing something else while writing it, and I was only using half my brain, which I think actually got me 2 in the right headspace.
Yep, 2 in the headspace. When I every time we've had to do this and I've like been like, all right, what am I going to do? And I'll start typing it out and I'm like, this is way too coherent. I have to pull it back. I literally have to have something playing on in the background to like desensitize me. Oh my God.
So here we go. Time to leave the review.
That's amazing. Well, this after these wonderful takes, do we feel like The Birdcage is not the movie we thought it was? Do we think it? Nathan Lane was a lot in it. I am realizing that.
Nathan Lane's incredible in this movie.
I'm sorry. Nathan Lane can step on my neck and spit in my mouth. Nathan Lane does no wrong.
Nathan Lane can do all the things to you that these reviewers want Gene Hackman to do to them.
Exactly. I am a Nathan Lane stan. Okay, like I will 100%. I've been lucky enough to see him live many a time on stage.
Nice.
He's great.
Phenomenal. Oh, he's amazing. Weirdly enough, unfortunately, this might shock the commenter reviewer. Very warm on stage. Very weird.
Very warm.
Very warm.
Well, at least he finally figured out how to be warm.
He finally figured out how to do it. He did. Yeah.
Better late than never, right?
But yeah, no, it's this movie, in my opinion, it's genuinely, in my opinion, one of the best comedies ever filmed.
Yep, 100%. Over the moon for that movie and want to watch it. Literally want to watched it to prep for this, and now I want to watch it again.
Should we now go play with Starvina?
Yeah.
Our little puppy, our little puppy girl.
So Laura, where can everybody find you?
At Laura High Five, pretty much everywhere. On the TikTok, on the Instagram. On Facebook, I'm just Laura High. You can also find me on Threads at Laura High Five. YouTube, Laura High. I also have a podcast, Insemination. And you can find me at shows. I do perform live as well. Please come see those. That would be lovely. Also, this is now happening much more. I'm getting recognized on a fairly regular amount. And I just want to apologize to all those people now. I don't know what to do with my hands when that happens, okay? Like, I'm really, like,
Just
it's
immediately start...
I'm just like, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I think what ends up happening is because, like, I've said on my TikTok that, like, I've been diagnosed as autistic, and I've had a few comments going, like, you must be, like, light autistic, but I think then when you meet me, you go, oh, no, she's autistic.
Well, it's been very funny. Like, Laura's had enough people, like, start to, like, notice her from her social media and everything, and she'll, like, we'll be in a public place and someone will be like, wait, are you Laura High? And they start talking to her and I'm just kind of over in the corner, like doing whatever. And then Laura will like finish her interaction and come over to me and she'll just be like, was I a human being? Did I do that okay?
Did I do that right?
And it sounded fine, but the fact that she's like, I didn't completely botch that, did I?
Okay, it's a weird experience. But I don't know what to do. So the message is, if you recognize me, I'm so sorry. Like, please come say hi, but just know that I don't know what to do. And
there you go. You're getting the apology in advance.
Yeah,
from Laura.
I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring out lines and boundaries. They don't teach how to. Yeah, there's not a class on this one.
No.
And I'm excited to meet you. It's great, and I'm sorry.
Just anyone who meets Laura in public, do me a favor and just send a ton of like mixed signals.
Yeah,
that'll
that's what that's the way to her heart. That's the way,
offer her a hug and then go ew after it happens. Like do stuff like that.
Give her really, like a weird. You know what she really likes? She really likes the side eye and going okay.
Oh my god! It's like I'm 8 again. Like.
End the interaction with, are we done here, or... that's great.
And I am Dave Columbo. You can find me on TikTok at Dave Columbo, Instagram at DVD Columbo, DaveColumbo.com. Do stand-up as well, social media, content creator. Nobody notices me. No, people were asking about you when I did my show in Kenosha. Right.
Everyone was like, "Where's Dave?"
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone wanted you. It was so sweet.
But I'm not famous yet, but my absence is noticed, which I'll take.
It's the first step to stardom, baby.
Yeah. But if you like the show, like, share, subscribe. Please tell a friend. Send us your 1-star reviews for Birdcage. Tell us what episodes we should do next. Any comments we'll kind of read out on the show. We really appreciate you listening. And until next time, I've been Dave.
I'm Mick.
And that's
Laura.
And this has been Off the Mark.